Hey, Susie. Today we're going to talk about Love and Hip Hop, season 3, episode 6, I believe. It starts off with Rich and Erica. They're in the kitchen somewhere, I guess it's house, celebrating her song. He said she did good on the song. I guess they was kind of playing in the background, whatever. I'm not really too fond of Erica or her damn song. But yeah, they were in the kitchen, and so she started talking about how it's time for a video. He started laughing, and she like, "You serious?" And she's like, "Yeah." And he like, okay, but he brings up contract, and he's telling her that he can't go to people and ask them for money because she's the girlfriend or whatever. And I'm sitting there like, Rich, leave this girl alone. Leave her alone. Leave her. I mean, she just not worth it. I don't understand. He is so pussy whipped, and he's showing that he's pussy whipped to this girl. I don't know what trick she does in the bedroom, but he is willing to like ruin his whole career for her. And I just don't understand that. But she tells him that he has a week or whatever to get this done, and she always throwing ultimatums at him like she just top notch dollar, and I just don't understand that. Then he tells her, is she ready to be the next J-Lo Jr.? I'm like, who? Like, would you please say, is you ready to be Jocelyn Hernandez or something? But please don't put her in the category with J-Lo. What so fucking ever. I don't give a fuck what ethnicity she is. Please don't put her in the category as J-Lo. Ever again. Anyway, moving on to L'Oreal in the studio. She didn't sound too hot to me in the studio, but I have heard her, seen her videos on YouTube, and she's okay. She's not like Lil Kim or Foxy or nobody like that, but I guess with her being pretty or whatever, she can get by on her rap. I think her videos need to be a little bit better, but she okay. I mean, she ain't Erica. That's what I can say. She ain't Erica. But yeah, she's in the studio, and industry pussy Winter come in. I don't like Winter. I'll tell you that now. I just don't respect Winter. Just by the first episode they showed of her talking about she's writing a tell-all book about how many damn dudes she slept with. So she's telling her about she's not really what she wants to be, and how she, and the lady from Charlamagne the Breakfast Club, they're 105.1 or something like that. It's in New York, and I ain't from there, but I kind of watched it on YouTube, and she's on there with her, and come to find out, she's her manager. That was kind of news. I didn't even know Angela was a manager, but apparently she manages a couple people. So they talking about that, and Winter is like, who is Angela? And she's on the radio, and she's not getting you this, and she's not getting you that. And I'm sitting there like, shut up, hater. Like, come on, like, I just wasn't feeling this conversation, because even L'Oreal felt uncomfortable with this situation, because L'Oreal still feel like Angela's her friend. She didn't want to bash her, but like, you shouldn't even have that conversation with her on camera if y'all supposed to be your friend. That's just me. But yeah, I'm not here for Winter. I'm not. Then they move on. Caitlyn, she's laying in the bed listening to Sierra's song because Joe want her to listen to it because he fucked been on the track with Sierra. Caitlyn feel like hell to the norm because the song was about you, and I can understand where Caitlyn is coming from, but Caitlyn is so in denial and listen to everything Joe says, because the way Joe brought it to Caitlyn, it was like, she was like, do she know that you're not going to be on this song or something like that? And she was like, she thinks something, but Joe failed to mention that he asked her, can he be on that song? So I really wasn't feeling Joe whatsoever. I wasn't feeling this conversation because she was kind of not serious. And my thing is, where was you all that time? Like, where the hell was you? You bringing up the drug test and all that stuff, but where the hell was you when she was there giving him the drug test? Where was you at when he was going to her job? Where was you at when they met up for lunch? Why you didn't get out the pool when she was at the pool party? Don't start speaking up like you top-notch girlfriend now when this girl been on every episode with Joe. I just don't get it. Moving on to Rocky and Yandy, they meet up. Rocky tried to spin her story to her favor with Yandy. Yandy was with the conversation until she said what she thinks Jen said about her being white. Yandy was like, I'm not saying she's lying, but that don't seem like Jen and all of that. And Yandy was telling her she needs to apologize to Cons because we find out that Rocky lied about sleeping with Cons. She just was trying to get under Jen's skin. And so Yandy told her she needs to apologize if he was supposed to be her friend or whatever. But you know, Rocky feel like she's too good to big-headed to apologize. And I don't like Rocky. I just don't like her. But I do agree that she should agree. I do agree that she should apologize to Cons because he didn't have nothing to do with that, and she was messing up a happy home because they seem like they cool with each other. Jen and the Cons, they pull over in the car. I didn't get that why he would tell her to pull over on a random street to host this conversation. But they bring up the conversation of the lunch which she had with Rocky, and he wanted to really hear her side of the story before he really went in or whatever. But so she explains herself, and he's like, you ain't got to worry about nothing. I understand. I know that you're nervous, but some things you have to watch because people will mix up your words, and we could tell by Rocky mixing up your words. So he told her he got a surprise for her and that he made a disc tape or whatever, record or whatever about Rocky, and he was kind of praising Jen or whatever, and she was all excited. But did y'all notice how he took a jab at Karuchi in this song, like he was talking about a three-way and Black Karuchi, and I'm like, why would you even put her in that song? Like, I didn't get it. Cons, you need to leave that between them women. You seemed to like a little bitch when you made that song. I was all for you taking up for your girl and having her back, but to make a diss record about Rocky, it was just bitch made to me. Anyway, Yandy, she's in the gym with her creepy cousin. She says this guy is her cousin. She's working out with him, but he's taking booty shot pictures of her, so I don't understand what cousin does some shit like that. Like, none of my cousins will be sitting there taking booty shot pictures while I'm exercising and posting them on Instagram. Mendici, I don't know, Yandy and her little creepy cousin, I just wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling how, I don't know, it was something about how they were working out and everything that I just wasn't feeling. Anyway, L'Oreal, she meets up with, no, that ain't what happened. What happened? Oh, Mendy, whatever his name is, he seen those pictures. He seen those pictures with old girl, and he was instantly mad with that. I think I'm going to know it, but anyway, I don't know. No. Before we get to Mendy, that's when this is when Mendy checked Yandy about the Instagram pictures. He heads to the gym. He goes off on her. She defends her punk ass cousin. I didn't get that. I didn't get how she could defend him. He should have pulled that picture out and was like, what part of this picture do you see that it was appropriate for your cousin to be taking these shots and putting them on Instagram if he was supposed to be supporting his business? Because she said that she get free training for him to post pictures. And I'm sitting there like, this picture didn't have your face. It only had your ass. It didn't have your face. It didn't have the equipment you was working on. So I understand where Mendici was coming from. And then when Mendici tells you to check him, you like, no, I'm not checking him. And I'm like, really, Yandy? Like, your priorities is fucked up. Then when he said that she just met this dude like 3 months ago, and then she tried to throw it up on him about you and brought up things within 6 years. I don't like that. I don't like when somebody try to tell you something and you try to throw something back from a long time ago in their face. I hate that shit. That's maybe it's just me, but I hate when people try to throw something in your face when they're getting confronted about something that they doing wrong. I don't get it. You should have brought that shit up when it was a problem. Rich, he meet up with his friend Keenan, and he's trying to get $15,000 to $20,000 or something like that for Erica's video. Keenan like, hell to the no, she ain't nobody. We only work with people that look like they got a brand and potential, like Diddy and Salat. Diddy is major, so we branded him. But hell to the no, we don't know this girl. And shit industry video girl that's trying to be a singer, and everybody know how that goes. So he wasn't feeling it, and he said, hell to the no, get something behind her belt, and we'll revisit it. So I did appreciate him not totally brushing his friend off, but he, like he said, he wouldn't even gave him the time of day if it was anybody else. Times in the studio with Rocky. Well, Times in the studio. Rocky walks in and she wants to apologize. Times just really wasn't feeling it. He didn't give a damn about her apology. He felt like you disrespected me and my girl and my son. She like, no, I didn't. He was like, yeah, because if she was to keep to what you said and left with my son, then it would have been a problem. And I can understand that. Like, you threw him under the bus for no damn reason. And I really wasn't upset. I don't like Rocky. I just don't like Rocky. But he cussed her ass out. He cussed her ass out like it was no other. She was even kind of getting scared, but she was still talking shit. But she was even getting scared when they were talking. He just wasn't here. And then he tells her like, no, she tells him like, you sleeping with the enemy. He's like, I'm not sleeping with the enemy. I'm sleeping with my girl. And she was like, well, she tried to bring up the white situation, and he wasn't hearing that shit at all. He told her she was desperate, and she was like, desperate for what? And he was like, desperate for attention. And I get that. I feel like she's desperate for attention too. I don't know. Whatever. That's really how I feel. L'Oreal, she meets up with Angela Yee. She brings up the conversation she had with Industry Pussy Winter. And Angela's like, who are you getting information from? I need to know, like, and she's telling her, like, it's not that easy in the industry that you would think it is and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, yeah, like, why do you get to think? Because y'all just, all of a sudden, all this shit gonna pop. Did y'all understand how long Beyonce had to work, how long Young Justin and them had to work before they got on? Even if you got all these views on YouTube, that don't mean you just be on. Everybody don't support these people to just be on. And like you said, you a girl, you trying to be a rapper, you're not gonna just jump on that quick. You or nobody else on this damn show gonna jump off that quick. L'Oreal and Caitlyn. Not L'Oreal. Joe and Caitlyn and Tahiri. They meet up in the studio. Which I guess he's having a show. And him and Caitlyn's in there in the background, and he invited Tahiri. She comes, and they're talking about the song. She was like, you listen to it? And he was like, yeah, but I don't think I'm going to be on it. And she like, why? Like, all of a sudden, like, what happened? And he was like, well, I have to consider other people's feelings. And she was just like, who? Everybody knew who. She knew who. But he was, and, he was just like, I have to consider her feelings and all this kind of stuff. Tahiri immediately got mad, and I couldn't understand why she got mad, but then I'd be like, come on, Tahiri, know your role, like, you're not his girl. But I can understand her, like, you always calling me, your mama didn't call me, everybody didn't call me to help you. You asked me to be on the phone, and then all of a sudden your girl say something, and then you flip script or whatever. So I just wasn't here for Joe doing Tahiri like that, and then when they got into it, they going back and forth, and then Tahiri gets down the line with the hallway, and Jerry walk out, and Caitlyn say something else, and she mushed the shit out of Caitlyn's face, and then the security jumped in front of them, and I was just like, really? Like, this was immature, this was stupid. Joe looked like he didn't know which way to go. He didn't know who to run after, but he had to run after this girl. Then when Tahiri's out the room, he called her stupid. But I'm like, you do call her, Joe. You call her for everything. And Tahiri needs to stop running to a damn rescue. That's all I'm saying. Mandisi, he checked the creepy cousin about the pictures. And I agree with him checking the creepy cousin. They was talking, and then once that cousin got up, and maybe he like, what you getting up for? And he was like, well, you disturbing my work and all this. He's like, take pictures down. take the picture down. The dude was like, no, tell Yandy to call me and then I'll take the picture down. And Mandy, she grabbed that fool by his neck and was trying to choke him, and he hit him. That'll see him. Go back and look. Mandy, she did turn around and hit him. And the security kind of broke them up or whatever. And I was just like, creepy cousin, Maurice, you deserve every damn thing you got. It was another part I missed, or I don't know if it was at the end, I'm not sure. But when Erica goes and talks to Rich about her video, and she's like, it's been a week, it's been, all this stuff, and he's even trying to explain to her, it doesn't happen this fast. Everything that I've done for you is because who you are, you're my girl, people wouldn't usually move this fast, and she's just so upset. She's just so upset, I might not sign a contract and all this kind of stuff, but I'm like, girl, he doing you a favor. He really doing you a favor because nobody looking for you, nobody checking for you. Nobody cares. Even when your shit come out, ain't nobody gonna care. I mean, it came out and nobody cares. So I just don't understand. Erica thinks she's B or something. She really thinks she's Beyonce or something. I don't get it. She thinks she's sleeping with, I don't know. She's not even on Jocelyn Hernandez level, sleeping with CBJ and getting out there and being promoted. He's even telling her, like, I'm not paying for it. She calling him cheap ass because he don't want to pay for it. But I'm like, why you don't pay for your own video? Why you don't put your own stuff out on YouTube? I don't get it. Why do you need him for this? I really don't get it. Anyway, that was my review for Love and Hip Hop. Sorry it was so long, but this was my review of Love and Hip Hop. New York, season 3, episode 6. Make sure you rate, comment, subscribe, share my video. Talk to me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. My Twitter is thaghettoview, THA, not THE. Instagram is Miss Nika, MICV, NEKA69, and Facebook me at thaghettoview. Talk to me and I'll talk back.